Sarah, I'm interested to hear where you're at with things. Um, I think you're launched at this point, right?
Yeah, it's like I did have a technical question, but I feel like more importantly where I'm at is it's like dangerously tiptoeing in that area you're talking about wanting things to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I joined Member Mouse because I've got this course. And so for the last 2 years, I've been just duct tape approach, dripping it out to my clients. And so using Member Mouse was my next step in just having that run more smoothly. But since like listening to your podcast, talking with Matt,
Mm-hmm.
and just doing a bit more research and realizing it's opening up this whole new can of worms for me about how I want to connect with my clients, how I want to build a community long term.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't launched yet. I've actually like created a bunch of different ways to do it, and then I've undone it all because I guess I'm just like, well, one thing is that I've never accepted payment or let people just join up on my website. So I don't know, it started this whole big, what's my next step or what do I do next to,
Mm-hmm.
does that make sense? It's not
Yeah.
very, it's more just like a brainstorm kind of, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
I think, can you right now, as a test, go through your site, buy your course, get access to something?
No.
Okay. So what's the missing piece in terms of that? No, I'm saying
Um,
you personally as the back end. I'm not saying public. I'm saying you
yeah.
through your development side. Do you have everything set up?
Yeah. So I've got, I basically took a course, pared it down, and I made 6 pages for that course that were going to be my drip content.
Mm-hmm. And you have
Um,
those in the pages
yes.
and you have the schedule set up.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I kind of undid some of that because I wasn't, I got, this is where I got stuck and it's really silly. It's like, is this a membership level or is this, sorry, I don't know all the language of
Yeah,
Memrose,
bundle.
but
Is it a
a
membership
bundle.
level bundle?
Yeah. And it's like, and then I got stuck. What a technical part where it's not like I got stuck. I know there's an answer to it, but it's how do I match up push notifications with a bundle? I couldn't seem to get it to work.
Got it.
Um, so yeah, that's where
Okay.
I'm at. And then yeah.
So the question regarding is it a membership level or bundle, basically, is it a situation? My sense is that it's a bundle because
Okay.
if it's course, you're probably going to have more courses in the future, and therefore you want people to be able to buy any of those courses at any point in time. You know, basically, really by default, to make things simple, you should always just be using bundles. I'm saying this to everybody. There's
Okay.
a very specific scenario in which you're going to be using membership levels, and that scenario is when you have a pricing situation like MemberMouse, where like we ourselves use MemberMouse, and our situation is we have you're on one plan at any given time, but you could be paying $19.95, $39.95, $99, etc. It's basically like an upgrade scenario.
Great.
So that's the case where you would use a membership level, because when you do that, you get assistance for MemberMouse in terms of proration and automatically canceling the previous subscription and starting a new one. But in most cases, especially for people selling courses, you may be starting with one course, but ultimately you're going to have multiples. And so you want people to be able to purchase those
Yeah.
a la carte. And you could also have membership levels. Again, you can always make things more complicated, right? But ultimately you can have a membership level that includes multiple courses. So you can say, yeah, buy these courses individually for, $39 each, or pay me $29 a month and get access to everything, right? It's just that it is confusing. The reason it's like that is for flexibility. And the trade-off with having flexibility can be this confusion.
Right.
But those questions really are more for once your business is running and going. So I would say to you, it's definitely a bundle. You're
Okay.
selling one bundle and they get access to your course. So what other So as far as push notifications, let me specifically, what type of event are you looking to trigger off of?
So let's say the course is 12 weeks. Every week the content is released to them, and I want them to get I like to do an intro email for each week.
Yeah.
And so before that's actually how I did it. I just had it set up in Get Response, and it linked to a video with a password.
Right.
And so that's how so it's not one bundle, it's an event in the bundle. Does that make sense?
So I think you're saying that you want to be able to inform people when new content is available.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, there's no event for that.
Okay.
Why you can't use push notifications, because there's no event for new content available.
Okay.
But
so then I would have to maybe have that coincide with Get Response or something.
exactly, that's
Okay.
how people do it, because when they join your membership site, they're automatically put on the list. So they're synchronized, right? So you just have your autoresponder have the day set at the same schedule that you have for releasing your content within the membership site.
Okay. And so on that, so let's say this course, we'll just call it a course, is a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I've been thinking about it is once people finish that course, I want them to be part of a specific membership where so that membership is different than, I guess I'm separating them, because once you go through this course, I can work with people in a different way than people who haven't been through the course. So I guess what I'm wondering is, I wonder if I have two different membership levels, maybe a free membership where I can.
No, you don't need it, because
Okay.
all that you're saying is, I want to be able to have I want to be able to have a different conversation with people who have gone through this course versus people who haven't.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
okay.
You know that they've gone through it because they're bundles on the account.
Okay.
Everybody who's a member in MemberMouse has a membership level, but if you're working with bundles, they're going to end up on the default free membership level, right? So, but the thing is, as far as content access, you can easily create pages that you can say only people who have this bundle get access, or everybody gets access to this page, but only this section. Everybody sees this top section, but this section, only people who have gone through the course see this section. So as long as there's a flag of some kind on the account, in this case that they purchased the bundle, there are many different ways in MemberMouse that you can key off of that to have a direct conversation with people based on what they've done. Smart tags is one way. Content protection, of course, page level protection is another way.
So what you're basically saying is one free membership level, and the bundles is how I can steer different conversations.
Exactly. That's just one way. There are many ways, but yeah, for you, that's the way. And the key is that you want to get something out because you're not going to make money. I mean, you're not, obviously you're not going to make anything if it's not out, but the making of the money is really, to me, it's not the most important thing.
No.
It's an indicator that you've done your job correctly.
Well, I totally get what you're saying. It's just so interesting because I just realized it's just challenging as an entrepreneur in a good way to look at things differently. Yeah. Everyone I work with, I have a very high level touch point with. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm looking at changing this, it's, I'm just opening up to okay, so what are those touch points? And I don't necessarily want just anybody in this program, because it's not a service to them or to me to be working with, just, you know what I mean? So I guess it really has just opened up this bigger brainstorm for me, but I don't want to get stuck there.
Yeah. And that's a tricky thing. Like I get caught in that a lot more in the past than I do now, but basically it's this feeling of, not taking enough time to stop and smell the roses. So for you personally, I would say when you run into something that you think is a technical hurdle, don't listen to it so seriously.
Yeah.
Because it may be, but what maybe a better question is, okay, maybe that's there and that's blocking me, but is there another way that I can go? Is there something I can do right now that would work and would be fine? And I'll figure that other thing out, you know?
Yeah. No,
Um,
I totally get what you're saying. I'm very aware of it. And I'm also aware like how this is catapulting me into, well, and just into like the next phase is what I'm doing as an entrepreneur.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
actually having the site live with the buy now button where people can buy from you, because when you get that first sale, now it's a total, now, you know, you're basically, you've entered into a conversation. You've shown up. When you
Hmm.
have something live, you've said, I'm present, I'm open for whatever comes and whatever will come, and you don't know. And that, I think that is the real scary part of entrepreneurship, or really in any form where you put yourself out there and say, I'm available. Because as soon as you say you're available, then somebody can come to you and be like, okay, here's what I got. And what they've got is not always what you intended or desired to have come to you. But we have to learn to deal with it all, you know?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
um, so good. So your, your buy now button is going to be live when then?
Well, even when you say that, I'm like, for this program, I don't know if I want to buy now button. But this is, I
Well, when are they
guess,
going to buy to, like, in,
well, because here's the thing, Eric, is that this program was always like I always had an application for it.
right,
So
right,
this
right,
is
right.
right. So that's why it's like the buy now. Like I could have
Okay,
this.
fine. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Then do that. But I'm
Okay.
just saying, at what point is the button to start the process to actually get to the point to work with you
Yeah.
gonna be up? That's the question.
Give me a
Because the
week.
sound, give you a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so today is the 19th. So you're saying the 26th.
Yeah. Give me a week. Give me a week.
Okay.
Because just in case I run into some hiccups where I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to have to ask for some help. But
Okay. But
it is all there. It's all built. I've actually built the program twice because I've got clients going through it
right.
in a password protected because I couldn't figure out how to drip it to them. But I figured it out now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am opening up my to-do list program. And I am setting a reminder
I'm
to,
writing it down in my agenda.
I'm saying annoy Sarah about getting her site up. And I'm setting the date for the 26th. I'm not going to say annoying. I was just being
No, you pick on
ping
me. I
Sarah,
can handle it.
ping Sarah about getting her site up. Okay, great.
Sweet.
Because things actually do get a lot more interesting once you get your site up. There's going to be challenges, but you're not just playing with your own, like right now you're kind of having a tea ceremony, but you're doing it with um, stuffed animals, not real people.
Yeah.
And those stuffed animals are just like projections of different parts of your personality. Like, you know, Raggedy Ann's like, oh, but you know, I think we need to wait a little bit because this and that and the other thing. And the little teddy bear says what he says, you know. So this is what we all do. Like we all talk, have our own internal talk that keeps us from doing these things. But once you actually get live, it's real conversations. And there's an energy to that. And yeah, it can be stressful sometimes, but ultimately, overall, there's an energy to that where it will be energizing for you. And
Okay.
it will show you your purpose more clearly, why you're doing this,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, I have clarity on all that. This is just it's taking a next step for me.
Right.
It's yeah, it's good. This is
Right.
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. Well,
Thank you.
check in a week.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for being open to share all this. This is the conversation. I can have this with so many people and myself. We're all going through it. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
you.
this is super helpful and I was I bugged him out a little bit last week because it got postponed to today. But I was really
Mhm.
looking forward just to be able to have a conversation, because sometimes as an entrepreneur you can't have that
Yeah,
bouncing back, and it's really valuable for me. So thank you.
of course. My pleasure. All right. Talk to you later.